Last year, a recruiter reached out to me on LinkedIn about a software engineering role with a Utah-based company. At first, I almost ignored the message because I'd gotten so many random recruiter messages. Before that never went anywhere. But something about this one caught my attention. The position was fully remote. The company only worked 4 days a week, 32 hours total. Fridays were completely off. And they offered unlimited PTO. I honestly thought it sounded too good to be true. The salary was a bit lower than what I had been making before, around 170K, but I had been unemployed for a while, so I figured I really couldn't afford to be picky. Plus, I kept thinking, there's no way a job this good is actually real. Stuff like this doesn't happen to me. I decided to interview anyway, expecting the process to be the usual nightmare of 6 or 7 rounds. Coding tests, take-home assignments, and weeks of waiting. Instead, it was probably the easiest interview process I've ever experienced in my entire career. The interviews were relaxed. Everyone I spoke to seemed genuinely kind. And instead of trying to trip me up with obscure technical questions, they actually wanted to know how I solved problems and worked with a team. It felt normal, human even. A week later, they offered me the job. The only downside was that the position was fixed term for 18 months. It wasn't technically contract work, I was a full employee with benefits. But everyone knew there was an end date unless the company decided to make the position permanent. I wasn't too worried, though. I figured if I worked hard enough, delivered great results, and became someone the team relied on, they'd obviously want to keep me around. I remember telling my partner, I'm not worried. Once they see what I can do, they'll never let me go. Fast forward to today. I'm currently in month 16. Everything has changed. The company brought in an entirely new C-suite over the past several months. New executives, new priorities, new budgets, new vision. Unfortunately, one of the biggest changes has been that the application my team has spent all this time building has been pushed way down the priority list. Projects are slowing, hiring has basically frozen, and I've quietly been told that the chances of converting my position into a permanent one are looking worse and worse. Nobody has officially told me I'm gone yet, but nobody has given me any hope either. Every conversation feels like people are trying to soften the blow before it happens. I've spent the last few weeks trying to convince myself that maybe something will change. Maybe funding will appear. Maybe leadership will reconsider. Maybe another team will pick me up internally. But deep down, I think I already know. And I honestly feel sick. I don't even know how to describe the feeling. It's not just anxiety about finding another job, although that's definitely part of it. The software engineering market is absolutely brutal right now. Everywhere I look, there are layoffs, hiring freezes, companies demanding impossible interview processes, or jobs paying significantly less than they used to. Even finding another position at my current salary feels incredibly unlikely. But honestly, it's more than the money. I'm grieving the life this job gave me. This wasn't just a paycheck. It completely changed my daily life in ways I didn't even realize I needed. Since the company works on Mountain Time and I live on the East Coast, my workday doesn't really start until around 11 a.m. Eastern. That schedule fits my life perfectly because my partner works evenings. Normally, if I had a traditional 9-to-5 job on Eastern Time, I'd have to go to bed early every night while he's still at work, and we'd barely see each other during the week. Instead, with this schedule, I can stay awake until he gets home, spend time together, talk about our day, watch an episode of something before bed, and still get enough sleep before work. Those extra hours together have honestly meant so much to both of us. Then there are my dogs. I adopted both of them during the pandemic when I was home all the time. One of them adjusted just fine. The other, not so much. He has developed pretty severe separation anxiety. If he sees me getting dressed to leave during the day, he completely loses it. Barking, whining, pacing, scratching at doors, you name it. Being able to work remotely has allowed him to stay calm and happy. I know people will probably say, just train him. And yes, we've worked on it, but progress has been slow. Being home has genuinely made his life better. Now I'm staring down the possibility of commuting into an office every single day. Just thinking about leaving him alone breaks my heart. Then there's the company culture. I've worked at a lot of places throughout my career. Some were okay. Some were toxic. Some expected you to answer Slack messages at midnight. Some celebrated people who worked 70-hour weeks like they were heroes. This place was different. The original executive team genuinely believed work should fit around your life, not the other way around. Managers encourage people to actually use their unlimited PTO instead of making them feel guilty about it. Nobody expected weekend work. Nobody glorified burnout. People respected each other's time. And those 4-day work weeks, I can't even explain how much they've improved my quality of life. Having every Friday off doesn't just mean an extra day to relax. It means doctor's appointments without taking PTO, running errands when stores aren't crowded, long weekends every single week, actually recovering from work instead of spending Saturday exhausted and Sunday dreading. Monday, I started exercising more, I cooked more, I spent more time with family, I saw friends more often, I actually had hobbies again. For the first time in years, work felt like something I did, not something my entire life revolved around. I know how lucky I was, I really do. That's probably why this hurts so much. People keep trying to comfort me by saying things like, "You'll find something else, maybe I will, eventually." But realistically, I'm probably not going to find another fully remote software engineering job paying around what I make now, with a 4-day work week, unlimited PTO, incredible leadership, amazing coworkers, flexible hours, and a culture that genuinely values work-life balance. Jobs like this don't exactly grow on trees. I almost feel guilty for being this upset because I know plenty of people have it worse. Some people are unemployed. Some people are struggling to pay rent. Some people are working multiple jobs just to survive. I know I'm fortunate, but that doesn't stop this from hurting. It's strange how quickly a place can become part of your life. 16 months ago, I accepted this job thinking, this is probably temporary. Now, I can't imagine not having it. I've been trying to update my resume and prepare for interviews, but every time I open LinkedIn, I feel overwhelmed. I know what the market is like. Hundreds of applicants within hours, endless rounds of interviews, coding assessments, ghosting, lowball offers, return to office mandates, 5-day office schedules, 2-hour commutes. The thought of going back to that world honestly makes me feel nauseous. I know nothing is official yet. There's technically still a chance, but every day that passes, that hope gets smaller. I keep looking around during meetings, realizing these might be some of the last conversations I have with people I've genuinely enjoyed working with. I keep looking at my calendar, wondering how many Fridays I have left before I lose this amazing schedule. I keep sitting with my dogs during lunch, wondering if this routine is almost over. It's amazing how quickly something can become your normal and how devastating it is when you realize you're about to lose it. I know I'll survive. I've survived layoffs before. I've found jobs before. I'll probably find another one eventually. But right now I'm just grieving, not just the job, the routine, the freedom, the people, the flexibility, the work-life balance, the mornings without alarms, the Fridays off, the extra time with my partner, the days spent at home with my dogs. The feeling that for once in my career, I'd finally found somewhere I truly belonged. I really believed I'd earned a permanent place here. Instead, it feels like the finish line has been moved just before I reached it. I know life goes on. I know another opportunity will come eventually. But today I'm just heartbroken. I don't think I've ever loved a job this much. And the thought of walking away from it in just a couple of months honestly makes me feel absolutely sick. Guess I just needed somewhere to say all of this.